Hey guys, Tony, KD8RTT, and today I'm going to make a video on my ham radio portable pack. This is basically something that I use for soda or just portable operations, taking it on vacation, that sort of thing. So it's basically everything I need for HF and a little bit of VHF, UHF. One thing I'll note before I get into it is this is constantly changing. It also changes for the mission. We'll show, there's some stuff in here I'll explain when I get to it that won't necessarily be in here when I'm going out hiking, but I like to keep everything in one place for the most part. So this is just kind of the general pack. So things may be added or subtracted depending on what I'm doing exactly, but yeah. So I guess we can start by going over the pack in general. This is a Yukon Outfitters Overwatch Sling Pack. I got it for about $30 from boot.com, where it pops up fairly often. Otherwise, I think they're around $50. I'll put a link down to Amazon. You can at least check it out, see reviews and that sort of thing. And like I said, it's a sling pack. So instead of traditional backpack straps, you have a sling over your shoulder, and then you've got another little strap that comes in for stability. The big strap is also has a butt or a quick release type thing, so very easy to get this pack on and off. No issues there. So in terms of things on the outside, as you can see, I've got my fiberglass telescopic pole. This one goes about 17 feet up, and it's about 20-ish inches when it's collapsed. So I just have it kind of going through here. I also have my Gorilla Pod, which is usually I have my GoPro strapped or attached on here. I use this for almost all my videos. In fact, usually even videos like this would be using the Gorilla Pod, but I actually have it on another tripod. Just really compact, nice. This holds it down nice and tight. Works great with the GoPro. I like that a lot. And then the other thing on the outside, I keep my Yaesu FT60R. Just kind of use the clip on some of these webbing and holds it, in place fairly well. It's nice, quickly, easily accessible. And then it came with this Molly pouch. If you don't know what Molly is, it's like this military standard type thing for adding pouches. It's this webbing. And it came with, you can buy tons of them that do for all sorts of different things. But it came with this one for a water bottle, which is actually pretty nice. It'll fit an Nalgene in there, and works pretty well, which I usually bring a water bottle when I'm out portable, so that's great. And that's really it for what's on the outside of the pack. There's kind of 5 pockets in here. I really use 4. One is meant for like a concealed carry weapon, if that's your thing. Of course, that's not what this pack is for at all, so I don't use that pocket. But we'll go ahead and get into some of the pockets and what's in them. Okay, so here we are close up to the pack. A few other things I didn't mention about the outside. This strapping here, of course, has this release here. Also, you can take it off the pack if you don't want it. I kind of like it, so I'll leave it on there. But that's on there. So the first pocket is this little outer one. You got this little button here that holds the zipper in place. And here, I mostly keep cables, GoPro cable. I also got extra USB and GoPro batteries, USB charger. That's what I use for stuff, for my phone, or this will charge the GoPro or whatever. And then I got a little flashlight and a little multi-tool. So of course, like I said, these things change. I'm not likely to bring chargers out if I'm going on a soda expedition. Oops, there goes the battery. But if I'm going on a vacation, I'm going to be bringing all this stuff. So that's in there. And of course, if I'm going through security, I'm not going to bring the Leatherman because that could be an issue. So this is good for small stuff. This pocket's not very deep, so it'd be good for paperwork and that sort of thing too if you want to use that. But it's nice that it's got this little button that holds the zipper from sliding down or getting caught and getting pulled down on it. The next pocket is this one, and I got a bunch of stuff in here. For one, of course, my telescopic pole stays in here. Just kind of slide in there. Also got my Garmin Legend C GPS. This is something I've had for years. It's older now, but it's a color GPS. Works great for soda. It gets me right to the summit pretty easily, and I like that. Here's basically a bunch of chargers. This is my FT60R charger dock. Now, usually I don't keep this in here. This is usually keeping my radio charged. I leave it on my desk. But I decided to throw it in here just to show that, for my vacation that's coming up, I'm going on a cruise and I'm planning to bring this. This will come with me, obviously. Also got this little pouch that has lithium-ion battery chargers for my battery packs for the KX2. So that just kind of keeps it nice and tight in there. Take this out, and that's all that's in that pouch. There. So then we got this pouch up top. This is a smaller pouch. It could probably actually fit the KX2. It's kind of that size probably, but I don't have any, I'm worried about it being damaged. So in this pouch I keep cordage. I've got some rope that I use to tie up the antenna, and also a baseball, which I put a screw into and tied some paracord on. And I use that to, easily get the wire up in a tree or something. And that works pretty well. And again, this, that may or may not be in here. For example, if I'm going out in the woods doing soda or something, I might bring that, but if I'm going to a park, I might not. If I don't think a tree will be available, I'll just bring the mast. And the mast may or may not come also. Alright, so now we'll jump into the main pocket. Alright, the main pocket. First, it has bungee cord. This is great. I've used this with the mast to attach it to a bench or something, and it works really well. Holds it nice and tight. Also have this little pouch which has lithium-ion battery pack. This one I've done a review on, which I'll link to below, which I didn't favorably review it, but I have it. I mean, it still works somewhat, and might as well use it. So if I'm doing an extended outing, I'll take this pack. Otherwise, I've got a battery in the KX2, but this gives me a little bit more power. I just have that in this little pouch here with a cable. Just kind of keeps it in something. Then I've got a little tarp. This is a 4x6 tarp, really lightweight, great ground cloth. Again, when I'm out in the woods for soda, I don't want to be sitting in mud or on plants or whatever. So this is nice to carry. It weighs nothing. This would cost like $1 at a local store. So, it's kind of a no-brainer. Then we got the case with the radio. While I'm here, before I get into that, I will note this pack has a lot more organizational features in it. It's got these pouches and stuff, which could be a great feature. I'm not really using them at the moment, other than for the tarp, but they're there, zippered and buckled and all sorts of stuff. So it's pretty nice. So here's the radio stuff as is. I got these little cards made up. They're actually, I printed them out. They're band plan, sorry. And kind of nice to have. I use some, you can get like this laminating card stuff at like, Walmart or whatever. I just have the band plan on there, clipped on there. This case is actually kind of a semi-hard case. It was actually originally for a GoPro, and wasn't really working for my GoPro, just with the accessories I had, but it works well with the radio. So we'll go ahead and unzip it. I put some foam in the lid here, just kind of pads it a bit. And then here, of course, is the radio itself. Now here's the Elecraft KX2. In terms of internal features, I have the automatic antenna tuner in there and the internal battery pack. So this is pretty self-sufficient, actually. In a lot of ways, I could just grab this pack and run if I wanted to get in the air. I've made these little cardboard things that kind of hold the top up a bit. Before, if they weren't there and you press against the case, you could easily press some of these knobs. So I kind of wanted to avoid that. So these are just cardboard. Here's my wire. These are 2 pieces of 25-foot speaker wire with these giant clamps on them that I use, that I got in the air with. I'm a big proponent of wire antennas now. I used to run a super antenna, but once I started going QRP, it was just too much of a compromise. So I'm all for wire antennas now, and this is as basic as they come. Got the Elecraft microphone, which in hindsight, I don't know if I would have bought it. I mean, it works fine. It's kind of expensive, and there's some other cheap options for this radio, but it works. I mean, not a huge deal. Here's a little pair of headphones I have wrapped around a cord. Nice to carry, if it's loud or whatever. I carry this adapter. This is a BNC to SO239. I want to attach coax, which isn't really needed right now since I'm not carrying an antenna that uses that, but so that might come out. Then I got this little BNC to banana plug jack, and I actually took the covers off, and I just take the wire here and clamp it on to attach my antenna. Works pretty well. These are pretty cheap. I think $5-10 for those adapters. I got that one at Dayton, so that's great. I don't need any coax. I go right into the radio, right into the tuner essentially, so no loss. Works pretty well. And then of course I got my mini log and my Yaesu pen I got at Dayton. And that's it, that goes in the case. So that's really the setup. I guess one thing I didn't really go into was the FT60R. I just kind of carry for general purpose stuff. I mean, it's nice to have. Now in the past I was running a Yaesu FT817, which had these features built into it, but it just wasn't a good form factor for how I wanted to use this, so I ended up bringing this anyways. So, you know, once I got rid of the 817 and came to the KX2, I wasn't really missing the VHF, UHF. It was, you know, not an issue for me. But yeah, that's the pack. Like I said, you know, a lot of this stuff could be stripped out. A lot of it's just nice to have. I don't always carry it all. But this pack seems to work well. I still have a little bit more space in the pack, and it seems to be no issue. So, you know, I just kind of recently put this all together. I've been using some of it for a while, but like the pack is pretty new, so I can't speak to a lot of the quality stuff. But again, I'll put links to some of the stuff in the description so you can check it out. And yeah, so let me know if you have any questions about what I do, or if you have any suggestions about my setup. I'm always open to changing it. Like I said, this is all fairly new in terms of being together, but I think it'll work great. So, all right, guys, see you later. 73.